Hello everyone, we're back. It's been 10 days since we last fed our little worms. So we're going to feed them, and I'm also going to be preparing some of the other layers for future migration. So got a lot to do. I have some blueberries that have gone bad and some food that's been in the freezer. I have several containers of food that I want to feed them, but it's been sitting on the counter and I don't want to run the risk of more gnats. So we're going to feed them stuff from the freezer and hope that that is safe for them. I also have some random shredded, not even shredded, just some paper from my sketchbook that I'm going to be filling in with, and some shredded paper and cardboard in here ready to go for the new layers. I'm also planning on labeling the boxes, even though you can't really see the label when they're covered like this, or probably even when they're stacked. I think it'll make it easier to keep track of the 4 tiers. I feel like a magician pulling this off of here, but let's see how our guys are doing. I was looking at my notes from last time when we did the last feeding, and according to my notes, it said that we fed both tiers on the left side. So we'll check the left sides first, see if there's anything. Hey Wally, you here for the worm feeding? Okay. All right. Let's see how this bin is doing. Interesting. Now this was one that we fed on the left side and only really covered the left side because it didn't really need anything on the other side. So we'll definitely take a look in here. Hello. Okay. Got some mites in here, it looks like. But they're still working on their food. Although there's not really a lot of direct food. Looks like there's a little bit of banana peels left, nothing crazy. Okay. Just cover that up. So we'll feed them, but maybe we'll just do some blueberries. And then let's see what we have in our frozen bin. In our frozen bin, we have some raspberries and another banana, so we'll put that in there. And then some greens. Can't go wrong with greens. Looks like some Brussels sprout chunks. And a couple of asparagus. Okay, well that seems like a pretty healthy meal for anybody or worms. So I think I'll just go ahead and put a little bit of coverage on here. Last thing I want is to get more flies. So I'm probably being a little too heavy-handed with this, but it's for a good cause. Alright, so there's one layer fed, checked in on. Let's see. Alright, now this one is definitely more full, but I can see a clear area here. I don't know if you guys can tell where it looks like it has kind of subsided. Okay, hello friends. Anybody in here? Okay, lots of friends in here. Look at all our worm friends. Hey everybody. Hello. Just want to get in here and see if there's any food. I don't see anything over here. Wait, what do we have? I'm not really sure what that is. But you guys look like you're almost done with it. Oh, okay. We got some avocado shell here. And some Brussels sprouts. Oop, there we go. What do we got? That looks like asparagus, I think. More asparagus. Okay, so not really any food over here for you guys. Just out of curiosity, since I haven't fed over here, I'm curious to see. You got a lot of worms over here? Oh, we do. Okay. Yeah, we got quite a few in here. This layer looks very populated. Yeah, because I mean, there's technically not like food over here, but there's the cardboard over here and the shredded paper, which is also a food source for them. So there's not food, there's just not people food here. All right, I'm gonna wait and feed this one in a minute. I have an idea, but just while we're checking everybody, I'll look down here. So this layer has literally nothing in it, which is good, except for a few worms that just seem to be taking their time. And then we have this layer, which we put a bunch of cardboard in to help absorb any moisture on its way down, and also in case anybody wanted to be, I don't know, down here, they had food. Although it's not ever really, like, I didn't put water on it, but it has a clear moisture to it from stuff dripping through it, I guess. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to mix some shredded bits in here, and probably actually take some of this stuff that's already in here, mix it in here, and then we're going to fill these two bottom layers. So this is interesting. Usually I have a lot of liquid in here, but for some reason I have no liquid in here in the bottom. And I do have a lot of dead worms, which I'm assuming dried out, down here. And there's obviously some, I don't know, mites or something eating their bodies. I'm not really sure, but it's interesting. I didn't know that was going on, but I'm glad I checked. Not much I can do about it now. Now, to keep everything a little bit easier to keep track of, I am just going to take a permanent marker and make this bin 4. I just piled the remaining shredded paper and cardboard off to the side. There were a few worms in here, but I did use a lot of it in our mix here. So I'm going to dump some of it back in, and I'll probably go switch to the other bin and fill that in. I think labeling the tiers is going to make it easier to keep track of them. Okay. I'm going to take this remaining pile mixed into the rest of the coconut coir. That the bin was a little too full to mix in. So I labeled box 3, the second one that we filled today. Box 2, we'll make that one box 1. And I was thinking about trying to take some of the worms out of this layer here, because even though I haven't fed over here, there's still quite a few worms in this bin, but I'm really unsure. They're all hiding because the sun is out over here, but I just saw a bunch of them in here. Some a little torn, but I think what I'm going to do for now is not feed this layer much, because there is a lot of food available to them via the cardboard and whatnot. So I think I'm going to put something in the middle like I did on the other layer, or I don't know, I'm kind of torn. I think I'm going to put it over here in this corner just to see what happens. I'll make a nice little corner up for them. So we'll fill this little pocket with food and kind of just keep an eye on it, because the bin is getting full, but it's mostly this shredded stuff in here. It's not really the black gold, which you can kind of see down here at the bottom. So I think for now we'll just have 2 bins ready to go, and if the worms find themselves in there, I won't be mad either. these guys are gonna get, we'll give them some asparagus, some Brussels sprouts. I like putting the avocado shells in just because I think they like it. Getting a lot of greens in here. So that'll be like one maybe total banana. Ooh, and then an apple core. I'll give them another apple core. Okay. And then, just for good nature, we'll put in some blueberries. And there's already so much coverage available in here. I want to see what I can recover and bury this with the existing cardboard and shredded paper that's in here. All right, and then I do have this paper towel that was briefly used, but I think I'm just going to cover the top with, just including some of these little bits that I missed earlier. This particular layer, I guess we'll call this tier 2, is the most saturated layer, moisture content wise and worm wise. So we'll make sure that they stay nice and cozy. And I'm gonna do a little spritzing of our mosquito bits solution. There's not really much coming out. Okay. All right. Tier 1 is back again. They got a little bit of food, which now I kind of wish I gave them a little bit more food, but I think they'll be okay. Let's tuck this all in. And then I think, just since it's having a hard time squirting, I'm just going to spray some of this solution in. That's the one with this mosquito bits in them. All right. I think that concludes this week's feeding. So we sorted 2 new bins, having them get comfy in their existing layers, but if they want somewhere to go, they have the bottom 2 new layers now. And fingers crossed we don't get any mites, or actually I'm not worried about the mites, I'm more worried about the gnats, but hopefully we won't get more gnats. After all, we went through trying to keep them out. I am liking having them covered in here, so I'm going to continue to leave this cover on them. It's a nice safety blanket for any cooler nights we have, and I like to think it's helping keep the gnats out, so as far as I'm concerned, it's worth it. So I don't mind having this on here. I think it helps